Afternoon, you beautiful souls. Welcome to the Raven and Dove Tarot with Donna. So this is going to be a message for what do you need to be aware of for the week ahead. So this is from Sunday the 17th of May, I think it is. So this is going to be an oracle message, and I will read the message from the guidebook, and this is the Believe in Your Own Magic. So what do you need to be aware of for the week ahead? Let's go. I call in spirits, angels and guides in love and light for the highest good of the collective energy, and whoever timeline this crosses, what message do they need to be aware of for the week ahead from May the 17th? Please make it helpful, hopeful, with truth and clarity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And in highest good, as always. Nothing is not in the highest good for man. We'd just like to speak truth and clarity on man. But always for the highest good. Right. Way too many messages there. So there's obviously a lot going on. So it's just one message, please, Spirit. What do the collective energy and who's ever timeline this comes across, what do they need to be aware of for the week ahead, please? Just one message. Thank you. Message for the week ahead. What does the collective energy need to be aware of, and who's ever timeline this crosses? Thank you. We've got two, so I'll go with two. So just let me get to page 30 because that was the first one. So the first message was Castle. It's time for healing, not war. So I'm going to read this to you. Castle. It's time for healing, not war. Don't burn something down to the ground unless you have a plan to build something better in its place. But it's too late for that, isn't it? You got angry. You pointed fingers. You called for war. And war was exactly what you got. Now that it's time for healing and reparations, what's your plan? You need to take the same initiative and determination you had when you started and figure it out. Never neglect your intuition. So I'm just going to read that again. Castle, it's time for healing, not war. So I have just done some tarot readings, and that was about heartfelt drama and healing. There were some healing messages in that. So yeah, I feel like she's full of sorrow. So let's go again. Castle, it's time for healing, not war. So if you've had an argument or if this resonates, don't pour fuel onto that fire. Go within. What was it about yourself that got triggered that you maybe created this war? Don't burn something down to the ground unless you have a plan to build something better in its place. But it's too late for that, isn't it? You got angry. You pointed fingers, you called for war, and war was exactly what you got. Now it's time for healing and reparations. What is your plan? You need to take the same initiative and determination you had when you started and figure out. Never neglect your intuition. So listen to what your higher self is telling you regarding this situation. And this is what you need to be aware of for the week ahead. So this can be, if someone's going to trigger you, pause before you create war. So if you know and you get this message before the week's out next week and someone tries to trigger you, just pause, count to 5 or 10 in your head, or just say, okay, have some reflection on that, and then you can go back with a response, but not reactive. Because when you get reactive to people, you've given them your power and you've let them lower your vibration. And that's why all the darkness is around, because then you'll go home and you'll be in your head about it, or whatever this situation is, that you've basically give your power away, and someone you reacted bad to something. But also, that said, it's not a bad thing. Emotions are here to be felt, and anger is okay to feel, as long as you learn the lesson of what that made you angry. So if that does happen and you're reactive, or something happens and it makes you angry and you lashes out and it doesn't work in your favour, go within and ask yourself, what was the lesson about that? Because normally it's a projection, but all the anger is there to be felt and expressed, but it's better to be responsive rather than reactive. But learn the lesson. What was it teaching you about yourself? Now, number 15, we are going to go to. And we got garden. And I feel like this is grounding as well. So maybe you need to ground your energy. Garden. Something lovely will grow from this. So remember, so these two really resonate. And it's number 13, it's number 15 as well. Just remember that sometimes situations, it's like the tower moment in the tarot, people get fearful of that. Never ever take something personally that has happened to you. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Because when you ask yourself, why is this happening to me? You are putting an attachment onto that. Ask yourself, what is this showing me? What is this showing me that I need to learn and grow from? Because some things have to fall away, and it can be very painful or whatever. It has to fall away, but just know deep down it was making room for something better. So let's say this is a job and you get fired. You get fired, you're sad, you're angry, you're kicked off, whatever. But it's made room and opened other opportunities for something else to come in. Don't have it that you're the problem. Although that's sometimes we can be the problem. But just always know something else is better out there. So it's making way for something better, and what other lessons that we can learn from this. So the next card was garden, number 15. Something lovely will grow from this. So something lovely will grow from this. Either we sit around and dwell on our pain, or we learn how to grow something lovely out of it. Ready or not, it's time for the next chapter of your life. Do one thing you feel you most need to do in order to aid your healing. Even if it feels selfish, sometimes it needs to be a little selfish in order for it to work in the long run. Worry about focusing on you for now. So I'm just going to read that again. Something lovely will grow from this. We either sit around and dwell on our pain, or we learn how to grow something lovely out of it. Ready or not, it's time for the next chapter of your life. Do one thing you feel you most need to do in order to aid your healing. Even if it feels selfish, sometimes it needs to be a little selfish in order for it to work in the long run. Worry about focusing on you for now. So this could be, stop pouring into self and focus on your own self-growth. Stop over-giving and extending because you're burning yourself out. Yeah, you just have to pour into yourself sometimes. And people think that's selfish because they always put themselves last and put other people's needs first. And that can be a people-pleasing thing that you need to heal as well. You know, overextending yourself because you don't see your worth. Now, I have done a tarot video, so please do have a look at that, because that tarot reading that I've done is for the week ahead, and it has got some healing aspects and shadow aspects and stuff in there. I feel this kind of relates to them messages. So, you know, if something negative happens to you, or for you, I'm going to say for you, don't ask, why is everything just happening for me, like to me like this? See it is, right, what lesson did I need to learn about that? And it could be about you. What was you settling for that you shouldn't have been? Or where was you overextending yourself? Or, you know, overgiving, people-pleasing, whatever. Sometimes foundations have to fall, things have to fall in order to rebuild, refocus, grow. So just know that everything in life that happens to you, it's not that, it's happening for you, because it's moving that away because you've maybe grown as a person and not realised, but it's removing stuff that no longer serves you, who you've become, how you've grown, in order to make room for something that aligns better with who you're becoming or who you are. I hope these make sense. Have a beautiful week. Get grounded in your energy and just have a good week, and just don't turn everything into a negative aspect. Yes, things are sad. Things happen in life. It's life. But if we learn from them lessons, we grow and evolve stronger, better, and just better as a person. And just know that everything in life is happening for you, not to you. And every lesson is a blessing. And it's always working out for you. There's always going to be something better out there for you. So if something closes, don't get sad on that. It's just like, yeah, I've outgrown that situation, them people, that place, whatever. It's happened. So what? Something else will come along. And at the time, things do seem stressful. But when you get in that fear-based energy, you focus on that and you can get in your thoughts a lot. Just think the universe always has my back. There's always something else working out for me. And know you are worthy of that. And watch doors start opening for you. Have a blessed, beautiful week. I'm sending love and light to you all. Peace, love and light, Donna. Namaste.